What makes teams effective? In the first video, we established that a team is not merely a collection of people. A real team is marked by interaction, interdependence, mutual accountability, and a shared goal. Now, in the second part, we ask a more strategic question. What makes teams effective? This question is important because leaders often form teams with good intentions. We create committees, task forces, curriculum teams, accreditation teams, research teams, and even event teams. But not all of them produce the same level of performance. Some become inspiring, others become slow, dependent, and even conflict-ridden. Now, why do some teams thrive while others stall? In organizations, especially in schools, we often see the same institution producing different team experiences. One committee becomes productive and energizing, while another becomes slow and frustrating. That tells us that team effectiveness is not explained by personality alone. This material pushes us to look at conditions, the organizational environment, the way the team is designed, and the processes that develop inside the team. Therefore, a leader must not only ask, who is in the team? The leader must also ask, what conditions are shaping the way this team works? Team effectiveness model. This model helps us see the team performance is influenced by the organizational and team environment, team design, and team processes. These factors affect whether the team achieves its task objectives, satisfies member needs, and maintains team survival. This is important because effectiveness is not only about finishing the work. A team may complete a report but damage personalities and relationships along the way. Another team may feel happy but fail to produce results. True effectiveness requires task accomplishment, member satisfaction, and the ability to continue functioning as a team. In organizational and team environment, a team does not operate in a vacuum. It operates within a larger organization. This means that wards, communication systems, organizational structure, leadership support, physical or even virtual space, it all influence team effectiveness. For example, imagine a school that says it values collaboration but rewards only individual achievement. Teachers are asked to work as a team, but recognition is given only to individual performance. In that kind of environment, teamwork may weaken. Leaders cannot simply demand teamwork. They must design systems that make teamwork possible through clear communication, documentation, realistic timelines, and fair recognition. Another, team design. This refers to the structural features of the team, including task characteristics, team size, and team composition. Let us begin with task characteristics. The material explains that teams are more effective when the task is suitable for teamwork. Not every task needs a team. Some tasks are better done individually, especially when they are simple or independent. But teams become valuable when the task is complex, when different expertise is needed, and when work requires coordination. In schools, curriculum revision, accreditation preparation, student retention programs, quality assurance work, and research-based planning are examples of tasks that require a team. Task interdependence. This now refers to the extent to which team members must share materials, information, or expertise to perform their jobs. The material identifies pooled, sequential, and reciprocal interdependence. Pooled interdependence occurs when members work mostly independently, but their outputs are combined, such as departments, preparing separate parts of one school event. Sequential interdependence, on the other hand, happens when one output becomes another member's input, such as admissions moving to registrar, then accounting, then enrollment confirmation. Reciprocal interdependence is highest where work moves back and forth, such as curriculum development requiring repeated review, feedback, revision, and even approval. This guide also emphasizes team size and team composition. Teams should be large enough to provide the necessary competencies, but small enough to maintain coordination and involvement. In schools, we sometimes think that including more people makes a team more representative. But when teams become too large, decisions become slower and accountability becomes diffused. Team composition also matters. Effective teams need the right knowledge, skills, and behaviors. In this study, it highlights important team member behaviors such as cooperating, coordinating, communicating, comforting, and conflict handling. These behaviors determine whether a team can move from talent to actual collective performance. To conclude the second video lesson, effective teams are not accidental. They are designed. They are supported by the organization, shaped by task requirements, strengthened by the right composition, and guided by leaders who understand both structure and human behavior. This is a crucial insight for educational leaders like us. A school may have talented teachers, competent administrators, and even leaders. But if they do not communicate, coordinate, and trust one another, the institution will still struggle. In the third and final video lesson, we will move from design to the living reality of teams, like team processes, decision making, and even institutional development.